Hello YouTube, welcome back to the Basement Card Collector. Today's video is going to be a video response for our buddy Brian at Hodges 1455. He recently had a VR asking us to make a video on a great hitting pitcher. And the contest is actually over, but I do encourage you to go check his channel out. He gave away a really cool card, a graded card, leaders card with some Hall of Famers on it. Super cool card, but I still wanted to make a video for Brian. I have enjoyed watching his channel grow. He is now over 200 subscribers. Nice job, Brian. Just has some really cool stuff. He is a Gil Hodges fan, which is the namesake there, number 14. He has really cool, and I think my favorite videos are the hodgepodge videos that he makes. Just shows the cards that he's bought, added to his collection. It's just really cool, so go check him out. I'll leave a link. Back to the VR. A great hitting pitcher, a good hitting pitcher. And I think the obvious two choices were, Ohtani, the current hitting pitcher that does everything. And so when I went into just kind of look online to see some of the stats of some of the pitchers in the past, I was kind of curious to see. I did find the home run ranking list all time of pitchers, and I was kind of shocked. One of the lower ranked pitchers with home runs, I assumed Babe Ruth would get credit for many home runs. Well, it turns out he was credited with 14 home runs as a pitcher. Got this really cool Babe Ruth card, and it's actually signed by his granddaughter, which I think is super cool. So I didn't want to zoom in on the Babe. I found a second card, which I thought some other folks might use, Mr. Shohei Ohtani, here on the Angels card, but I still wanted to think of that hitting pitcher, and I just thought I'd grab one of him. And I am a Chicago Cubs fan, and I wanted to show some of those Cubs cards, some of those Cub players that have been good hitting pitchers. And I went through the home run list total, and I found a guy named Cy Young hit 18 home runs. Pretty cool. Walter Johnson hit 23 home runs. And one of the guys I wanted to talk briefly about was a Cub, Mr. Carlos Zambrano. Here he is, just on some Topps cards, nothing too spectacular, but he also hit 24 home runs. He was a really effective pitcher as well, but that's one of the Cubby pitchers that I wanted to show a little bit of a good hitting pitcher. Another Cubs pitcher hit 6 home runs in a season, Mr. Fergie Jenkins. Just a Diamond King card of his. And then one other lesser-known Cub player, probably, before the Shohei Ohtani love came to be, was a guy named Brooks Kieschnick. And Cubbies fans out there, you might recall him. We recently got him back TTM, which I thought was super fun. Here he signed to Topps and a rated rookie, which is fun. But another reason that I chose him was this card right here, the 4-Sport. Here he is. You can see there he is on the mound for the University of Texas. And when you flip this over long ago, he hit 19 home runs, had 81 ribbies, hit 370, and was also a very good pitcher. And so before Shohei, there was a guy named Brooks Kieschnick, and it was really not well received back then. And again, I'm not comparing him to Shohei Ohtani, but the idea of him being really effective at the college level I thought was pretty cool, and I thought of him as a second option. But when I was talking to Brian on messages about, hey, I need to make a VR, I want to make a VR, and the person that I thought of is it's just got a really cool story for me, but his name is Andy Brown. And what we have here is a rookie card on the Stadium Club. Big, tall kid, 98 MLB draft pick. And I wanted to talk about him because I played on a summer team with Andy Brown. And he's 6'6", he's left-handed, he was about 195 pounds, and as a high school senior, he was just amazing. And so for those of you out there that have played baseball, high school, little league, however far you went, you always had those kids that just looked different. And when he threw the ball, it sounded different. Playing catch with him, it just felt different. And he played first base, he hit a ton also, and it was really cool to find rookie, just cards of his. Here he is again on the Bowman card, kind of fun. So I picked up everything I could find of this kid. And he was a first round draft pick, which as for myself, playing with a kid on the same team that was a first round draft pick, it just was super cool. And we knew he was going to do something. We knew he was going to be, you know, just kind of a head and shoulders above us, no pun intended. It was just really cool. And so I remember listening to him hit. The ball coming off the bat when he hit it was just different. And hearing the glove pop when he would zip a ball to the plate, it just sounded so cool. And he could hit it, he could throw it, he was smooth. And so he is going to be my hitting pitcher. This is also kind of a cool thing, kind of a sad thing. Here's his Topps draft pick card. They actually put the wrong name. They put Adam Brown. So here he is, and I have 3 copies of that, and I picked these up if I ever come across them. It's just a really cool thing to have, I think, in my collection. And I don't know really what happened to him. We weren't best friends or anything. He obviously, I think it's kind of cool. He's on this draft pick card on the 98 Stadium Club, and in my brain back then, Derek Jeter has a stadium club with the New York Yankees, and Andy Pettit and Jorge Posada and Bernie Williams, and here's this kid from Southern Indiana with a baseball card in the same set as those Yankee greats. And so I thought that's just the coolest thing. I have not talked with him or spoke with him or even researched to see where he ended up after getting these cards. I just thought I'm going to keep those, and I do pick them up whenever I do run across them. But he just was different. And for you folks out there that know what that means, it was just really cool to see him hit and pitch. And I wanted to show those cards. So for Brian, this is a VR for your 200 subscriber contest. It is late, and that's all good. I just wanted to make a video because I said I would, to talk about a few good hitting pitchers all the way back to Babe Ruth, current day Shohei Ohtani, and even Brooks Kieschnick, who doesn't get a lot of love. He actually tried doing it first, and they basically made him choose, is what I've read, and he chose to hit, and hitting in the major leagues, pretty tough it sounds like. So Andy Brown, thank you. People watching out there, thank you, and we'll see you next time.